Hi, this is Ellen from Rent Roll Starter. Recently I had the opportunity to sit down with Corina Bailey from Prospect Professional Inspections. Corina runs an outsourced inspection company that's designed especially for real estate agencies to implement outsourcing into their business. Now, I know that if you've hung out with me for the last little while, you know that I'm a big fan of outsourcing. So it's probably no surprise to you that I am a fan of outsourcing your routine and your ingoing and outgoing inspections. However, I'm aware that it's really important that you find the right company to work with when you're outsourcing your inspections. So Corina and I recently caught up at a local cafe to have a cup of coffee so that I could ask her some questions about the role of the routine inspection, how we should perform a great routine inspection, and what would be involved in finding and using an outsourced routine inspection company like hers. Corina had some really great insights around using outsourced inspection companies and also some great insights around how we as agents can perform better routine and ingoing and outgoing inspections as well. So I hope that you enjoy the interview that I held with Corina. We caught up in a nice little cafe nearby, so there is a little bit of background noise because we were recording in a cafe, so I hope you're happy to overlook that little bit of background noise. And I certainly hope that you access and download the free report and list of interview questions that Corina has prepared for us. So she's actually put together a special report just for you to download so that if you're considering outsourcing any of your inspections, you've got a list of questions you should ask your outsourcing inspection company. So of course you can use Corina, but you can also take those interview questions to any other outsourced company as well. So sit back and enjoy my 10-minute interview with Corina Bailey from Prospect Professional Inspections. Hi, this is Ellen from Rent Roll Starter, and I'm here with Corina Bailey from Prospect Professional Inspections. And today I just wanted to sit and have a chat with you, Corina, and ask you a little bit more about the whole routine inspection process, because you're really an expert in this area. And I thought, who better to teach us a bit more about inspections than someone who specialises in routine and entry and exit inspections. So is it alright if I ask you a few questions?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So, first of all, in your opinion, what's the purpose of a routine inspection? Why do we do them?
Inspections are really quite important, and regular routine inspections, because what we're doing is we're really telling a history of the tenancy. So during, we have our ingoing and our outgoing inspections, but those routines are really important just to get an idea of where the property is at regularly during that tenancy.
Yeah.
Some of the things in particular is, repair or maintenance we need to keep abreast of, and making sure that the tenant is keeping up to their obligations in terms of cleanliness, hygiene, keeping the property neat and tidy and in good order.
So, do you find that there are certain things that we often forget or miss on routine inspections?
Quite often we treat these inspections as cleanliness, cleaning, housework type inspections, but it's very important that we don't overlook those repair or maintenance issues. We also have to factor in some of the, particularly the safety standards, any concerns like that. So if balustrades loose, the tread under stairwells, is there, are all the appliances in good order? Are there any potential electrical hazards and things like that? So we do need to look a little bit further than just whether the place is clean.
Yeah. So I guess you and your team do a lot of inspections these days. Have you found any ways of making tenants feel a bit more relaxed about the inspections? Because I know that quite often, especially new tenants or when a tenant has been in the property for a really long time and sort of feel like they don't need any more inspections, they can be a bit nervous about them. Have you found ways to make them feel a bit more relaxed?
Absolutely. There's quite often tenants feel a little bit like you're invading their privacy and this is their home. So it's very important that inspectors do make the tenant feel comfortable, and generally having a little chat to them that it's in their best interest as well. Once again, it's about the history of the tenancy. So what we're also identifying is fair wear and tear and things that could ultimately affect their bond at the end of the tenancy. So a routine inspection is important for them as well. Because we want to make sure that they're protected as well as protecting the landlord's investment.
Yeah, and I like how you've said if you can communicate that to a tenant and allow them to understand that you're actually helping to protect their bond as well, they can feel a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
that's what it's about. It's a communication tool.
Yeah.
If we're doing regular inspections and we're doing them well and thoroughly, we're documenting everything, photographing as a backup to the evidence. Then at the end of the day, it's a tool that's going to be used through all parties, that being the landlord, property manager, and the tenant. Then there's everybody knows where that property is at any given time. So yeah,
I like that. So, now in your experience, I would imagine that landlords are looking for something in particular in their inspection reports. Have you found that there's a common trend with what landlords are looking for when they get their inspection reports?
Ideally, all landlords would like to know that their property is being kept in perfect, pristine order. But what we're finding in our experience is that majority of landlords want to know that their property is regularly inspected, thoroughly inspected, because what they want to know is there any repair or maintenance issues or safety concerns, potential liability that might come back to them. They want to be able to address those immediately before they become more costly projects or before they become, any particular issues.
Yeah, especially you mentioned the liability thing. I can imagine that is a concern for the property managers, but it's a big concern for landlords.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well.
That's right. So we have those owners that what the feedback that we're getting about our reports is that our reports are comprehensive, they're detailed. They're a little bit more than just saying the place is good or satisfactory. Yeah, we kind of tell a story in our reports. I think that's what they like to see, that what is really happening, where is my property right now, and they do like to see photographs, particularly of the kitchen and those wet areas.
Some agencies are now deciding to outsource their inspections, so their entry or their ingoing condition reports, their routine inspections, but also their exit condition reports as well. And obviously your company provides a service like that. What is it that are making agents choose to outsource their inspections these days?
So a lot of agents are turning to outsourcing inspections because they're getting a little bit behind in their inspections, and once again we know the importance of keeping them regular, and our owners like to see that our properties are regularly inspected. So they're getting a little bit behind, they're managing a lot of properties, the communication between all parties, we all know that there's lots of emails and lots of phone calls, so it's quite easy for a property manager to get a little bit flustered, a little bit behind. So with our inspectors, that's because that's all they do. They're just inspecting properties, so they do have that little bit of an extra eye for detail. They do know what to look for. They do know where tenants potentially might be, hiding things. They're good at little bit CSI, like, if you like, because there's a little bit of evidence there that we can tell when there's something that's not quite right in the tenancy. So
All right. So if we were talking to an agency principal who is considering outsourcing their inspections, whether it was to prospect professional inspections or to anyone else, what are some things we should be looking for in that outsourced inspections company? Because I would imagine we need to look for a few things just to make sure that as an agency we're protected. So what are some things we should look for in an outsourced inspection company?
In our experience, we do really need an ideal inspector would be somebody that has a little bit of life experience, even ideally being a tenant or a landlord at some point during their life cycle. So they that they do have an understanding of both sides and
do we need to be looking at what training or insurances the company might hold as well?
Yes, look, it is very important that when you're sending inspectors out on the field, that there's potential safety risks to them themselves, but also to the documenting and reporting. There is. Ideally you would have professional indemnity and public liability. Of course, your workplace health and safety, work cover insurances. Those things are very important because these guys are out in the field. So,
All right. And is there any other advice that you could give agency principals if they're just thinking about maybe outsourcing either some of their inspections for a while or moving to outsourcing all of their inspections, do you have any little words of wisdom for those principals?
Look, whether principals choose to use an outsourcing company or have their own in-house inspector, the key is to having that communication between the property manager and the inspector. Ideally, the property manager is managing that relationship between the tenant and the landlord, and so they need to know what's going on all the time. So having inspectors that are constantly communicating, verbally, not just within the report. It's about being an extension of the team, not just having perhaps a service provider.
I like that. I like the idea. I guess I've always felt that when you hire a tradesperson, they really become part of your team.
That's right.
And I would imagine that when you outsource inspections, as you said, they become part of your team. So the property manager still does the communication with the landlord and the tenant, but the inspector fulfills a different role within your team.
That's
so I like that.
Yeah. Inspectors are always, being an extension of that team, they're always courteous and they're always professional. But they are specialists in that field. So you've hit the nail on the head there, Ellen. The property manager, they have that relationship with the tenant and the landlord. They really, hold that communication level together. It's the inspection process is just someone that specialises in that field that becomes an addition to the team that can really sort of benefit some wrap-ups.
I like it. Now, Corina, I think you've put together a special checklist for us, haven't you?
Yes.
You've put together, so Corina has prepared a little interview checklist for us. It's called the 5 questions to ask an inspection outsourcing company before you hire them. So Corina has prepared 5 really important questions that you should ask any outsourcing company. So if you're looking to outsource your inspections, you should ask them these questions. And Corina has actually prepared some recommendations around the types of answers you should expect to receive so that you know that you're getting a really good quality inspection company. So we're going to make that available on the link below. So you can just click on that and access an instant download to download that checklist straight away. And that way, if you're thinking about outsourcing your inspections, you can obviously contact Corina straight away, or you can contact any outsourcing company and just use this as a guide to interview your potential outsourcing company to make sure that they are going to be giving the best quality inspections and be representing your agency brand really well. So thank you so much for your time today. It's been really fun, and I've really enjoyed learning about the whole outsourcing concept. If you've got any questions, we will have contact details for Corina and I below, so you're welcome to contact either of us if you've got some really specific questions. Otherwise, just jump on the link below and grab that outsourcing checklist. All right, we'll see you very soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Ellen. Bye.